Good morning, everyone, and welcome to practice today. Let's just bring ourselves into an entry point. So if it feels like it's a kind of a lying down day, you can bring yourself to propped over a bolster or laying on the floor or legs up the wall. If it feels more like you're wanting to sit up today, then choose. So easy cross or kneeling or something in between. Just find where your entry point is and close your eyes once you get there. And just start to settle the base into the ground, the sitting bones, or the tops of the feet, or the back of the body, wherever is in contact for you. And allow the breath to start to become a little more conscious, a little more controlled, a little more mindful. And as you breathe slowly from that whole lower strata of the belly, below the navel, the waist, the kidneys, all the way up through the torso to the collarbones, back of the neck, the throat. Become aware of the border of the skin. Just let all of your attention go all the way out to that space that differentiates you from the world around you, the space or the boundary that is between in here and out there. And see if you can feel even a quality of tingling coming over the skin as you bring your mind to it. Maybe it's numbness. It can present differently. There's an auric field around the body that in Chinese medicine is given the name triple heater. It's the only one of the guardians of the elements that isn't an organ or a physical structure. It's the only one that has an ethereal or a divine quality to it. And it's one of the guardians of the heart, and it belongs to the element of fire. The channel itself runs through the back of the arms and around through to the heart. But its realm is over the whole body. It's like a minister that roams through all of the kingdoms on the behalf of the emperor, checking with the peasants, checking with the merchants, spreading the word and the wisdom and the rulership of the emperor throughout all the realms, such that everybody is living in harmony and peace is predominant. That's the role of the auric field, to communicate, to connect, to create peace. And there's 3 specific kingdoms that this triple heater or auric field needs to manage. There's the very upper kingdom, or the upper burner. It's from the diaphragm up. That rules our respiration, our circulation, and it rules our capacity to receive, so to take in but also to radiate and distribute outwards. The second burner, moving slightly south, is the middle burner. It sits between the diaphragm and the navel in the body, front and back. And that's where the transformational work of fire happens. It's where there's churning and change. And of course, here sits all of the digestion, where we take a bowl of food in and we transform it into the energy and the nutrients that the body needs for metabolic process. Middle burner. And then lastly, there's the lower burner, which is from the navel down. And here, there's two very important and on the face of it contradictory roles that happen in the lower burner. One of them is storage. Think about the bladder or the colon or the uterus. And the other is expulsion. So this lower burner needs to find the balance between both storage and expulsion as it does its work. So as the lower burner, middle burner, and upper burner, these three kingdoms, start to draw your breath into each three part. So start splitting the breath into lower, middle, and upper. So as you breathe, feel each of these kingdoms coming online. And not just at the front of the body, but at the back of the body and at the sides of the body as well. And see if just through your attention, your awareness now, a little more understanding into the roles of them all, that you can start to bring light, bring strength, bring energy. The triple heater, this auric field, shows up to protect us. It's the thermostat that regulates the temperature of the kilns of the body. And it's also the big wooden gate that rises or falls in front of the heart, allowing something in or shielding the heart from something shocking, damaging, or that might destabilize the emperor. So just from wherever you are, take a moment now to bring the palms of the hands over the heart itself. So energetic heart, middle of the chest, palms flat. So those of you that have practiced through seasonal yoga with me before will know that there are three guardians of the heart for good reason. Triple heater, which we're working into today, is one. The pericardium is another, heart protector. And the third is the small intestine, the hearth of the heart. So today we'll work on outer heart, regulating what comes in and what goes out. Let's bring the palms to prayer over the heart as we welcome ourselves to practice today. And we'll begin today laying on our backs on the ground. So let's transition down, soles of the feet to the floor, knees to the ceiling. And just take a moment. You might like to bring a support underneath the back of your skull. You might like a support underneath your lower back. Let's bring the right knee into the chest and just give it a squeeze. And then slowly roll the right knee out to the right. Just use your right hand to do that. Just resting the left palm on the left hip or the belly. And just start to feel that whole outer edge of this right hip. And then take the little toe side of the foot. So right hand, right little toe side. Let's come into a half happy baby. And draw the shoulder blades down the back here. And you'll be noticing already the illumination of the outside of the right hip. We're moving in that realm of the lower burner. Bring the shoulder blade down. Feel the outside edge of the right arm. And deeply breathe. Now, as you take the left foot off the floor, bring the left knee towards you just a little. And we're going to fire that left leg out long on the mat. But keep the heel hovering, if you can, just above the floor. So left leg lengthens out, the heel's just hovering. Then we'll lift head, neck, and shoulders up as we reach the left hand down towards the left foot. Now, if it's too strong in the neck, use the left hand to support the head. So just give yourself a little bit of support there if needed. Otherwise, extend the left arm forward. Deep, slow breath. Hold the shape. Now, can you roll the outer right hip down? Good. Let's do 6 little pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Hold it there. Breathe in. Now, as you breathe out, drop the left foot to the floor, drop the back of the head to the floor, but release the right leg up into the vertical. This is why this is not going to work. Take both arms out to the sides of the body, palms up, and breathe in. And as you breathe out, slowly take the right leg out to the right. See if you can keep the left hip down. So we're not holding the right leg with the right hand. Just let it fall out. Standing foot, breathe in, come up. Breathe out, take the right leg over to the left. Now twist. Go to the little toe side of the left foot. Really twist the spine here. Inhale, come up. Good. 6 of these a little faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Inhale, coming back to the center, and exhale, soles of both feet to the floor, both knees to the ceiling. Just take a moment, readjust the lower back. So we're stirring up all this energy in the lower burner. We're just trying to bring it all online. Left knee to chest, and then just draw the left knee to the outer edge of the chest. Take a moment and just start to let that outer hip come online, then take it up into the half happy baby. Chest soft. Standing foot always with the happy babies, and see if you can get the shin bone parallel to the wall behind you. It doesn't matter if you can't and the foot's closer down, but that's what you're working towards. There's a lovely spiral in the left thigh as the bone of the hip just emerges from the pelvic cavity. Okay, let's bring right knee to chest. And then slowly extend the right leg out in front of you here, just hovering it above the floor. Lift head, neck, and shoulders. Now you're looking down towards that right foot. So either you're extending the right arm out along the right thigh, or you've got the right hand holding the head, just giving a little support to the neck. Okay, outer left hip, let it come down. So the hips are balancing. Almost feels like that right thigh is moving up into the pelvic girdle to balance. All right, 6 little pulses. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, slowly release. Back of head, right heel. Let go of the left foot, take it up into the vertical, and extend the arms out to the sides of the body. Keep the right thigh grounded, but take the left leg out to the left. Just let it move under its own steam here. Good. Inhale, come up. Twist the spine. Exhale, take the left leg across the body. Try to keep that left shoulder blade down. Inhale, coming up. 6 of these. 1, 2. So feel the whole belly turning here. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Inhale, coming back up to the center. And then exhale, both knees bent, both soles of feet to the floor. Tidy up the hips, tidy up the buttock. Bring it into happy baby, both legs now. Now see if you can't really work on flattening the tailbone down. So you want to lay the whole of the tail down on the floor, and at the same time, see if you can't bring the back of the knees to 90 degrees. Shin bones parallel to the wall behind you. We'll take one more deep breath here. Inhale. As you exhale, lower the legs, release them, rolling over the spine. Bring yourself up to a little squat position, and you're on the balls of your feet. Good. And then from here, separate the feet. Turn slightly heels in, toes out, and let's come down to Malasana. So it's really just the happy baby pose, but we've shifted up the place of gravity. And now you can start to feel the middle burner as you drop the tail down strongly and lift the ribs away from the hips. See if you can start to take breath around the diaphragm here. Deep, slow, long breath. See if you can feel the lungs moving. So the lungs are part of the surface coming from the upper burner. But it needs very deep breath down to the hara in order to engage its defenses. Good. On your exhalation, slowly lift the hips, standing forward fold, turn the toes in. It's okay to have the feet a little bit wider here so that you're just creating some comfort for lower back as you move into the first forward fold. Let's take an inhalation and offer up a half lift to the chest. And then on exhalation, softly fold. Okay, see if you can walk the feet in just a little bit more. Again, inhale, half lift, look up. Exhale, softly fold. See if you can walk in a little bit closer to hip distance. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, softly fold. Really let the lungs empty. Inhale, half lift, open the chest. And as you exhale, take the right leg back, right knee down to the floor. Low lunge position, raise the torso high, swing the arms up. So just your standard low lunge. Squeeze the right buttock. Nice. And then keep the low lunge and lower the hands. Interlace the hands behind you and swing the hands over, both hands to the left hip. So you've got your hands interlaced and both of them at the left hip. All right, re-lunge. See if you can squeeze the elbows together here as we get right into that upper burner. So whole right lobe of the lungs starting to open. Elbows squeezing, squeezing, squeezing together. Good, release the arms, send them back behind you. Inhale, raise the arms upwards to the ceiling. And exhale, both hands down, either side of front foot, step back plank. You can feel that right shoulder, right lung points have been innervated. Knees down, chest, chin. Let's come through to a cobra pose, round the tail. And inhale, lift. And here the whole three burners come online. So feel the pubic bone moving forward into the floor. Feel the aortic pulse around that middle burner. And then clear and lift the fronts of the shoulders. So you can feel that upper arm skin rolling out as you open that upper burner, chest, lungs, heart. Nice. Roll it back, downward dog. A few deep breaths here. See if you can feel the length of the back of the legs. See if you can feel the thighs lifting, the chest coming through, the breath moving in and out at the belly. So all parts of us come online. Walk the feet forwards towards the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, left leg back, left knee down. Start with a low lunge. So become mindful of the whole skin container as you move. It's almost as if we're moving or moving through space from this place. Press down through the front right foot, raise the arms up, just your standard variation of the low lunge position. And you can feel, you can breathe into the skin at the back of the body here, that whole expanse. And then lower the arms down. And as you interlace the hands behind you, go the other interlace, that uncomfortable one. Extend the arms. Good. Swing both hands, so they're still interlaced now, around to the right waist. Come and squeeze the elbows together. Lift the chest here. And take your breath into the top of the top quarter or the top corner of the left chest front, right into those lung points. So lungs rule the surface of the skin. A triple heater rules the auric layer that sits above that. So those two together create our defenses, our protective mechanisms. This is how we strengthen the surface from the inside out. Beautiful. Release. Oop. Raise the arms up high, just your standard low lunge variation. Good. On your exhalation, hands down. We're stepping back, downward dog. So take the right leg to the back of the mat. Nice. Plank, inhale. Knees, chest, chin to the floor, exhale. Round the tail through and inhale, cobra, bhujangasana. Now raise the legs. Let's work a little harder. Raise the hands. Lift through the soft palate of the skull. So we're not looking forward along the floor, just looking forward just in front of the mat. Can you open the chest here and can you continue to breathe deep to the kidneys? Good. Hands down, feet down. Press up. Upward dog. Can you go a little deeper? Downward dog. Lift the hips. A few deep breaths. Let it settle. Nice. Inhale, plank. Exhale, drop the knees to the floor. Keep everything where it is. So you're in a slightly wider hands, knees position. So the hands are a little forward of the shoulders. Now bring the front ribs in slightly. So I want you to feel that abdominal engagement there before we even begin this. And then on your exhalation, drop the chest down halfway, so just to the bent elbows. And then inhale, come up, maintaining that abdominal contraction. Exhale down. Inhale up. Okay, I want you to just slowly work through a few rounds of these press-ups. Exhale down, inhale up. I want you to go at your own breath. Part of working strength of the fire element is really working the strength of the arms. And a really good way to do this is through these rounds of press-ups. We only go as far as the bent elbows. Don't go any further. If you want to really be a hero, you can straighten both legs and do them with a stiff body. Personally, I'm not going to be doing that, but if you can, please be my guest. Good. Let's just do one more. Take it back. Good. Inhale, come up, turn the toes under, downward facing dog. It's going to feel good to stretch them out. A few deep breaths. Spread the fingers. See if you can roll the skin on the outside of the upper arm down so that you're really creating a soft space around the neck, but you're steadying the musculature, the frame of the body. Good. Drop the knees to the floor. Second set. Okay, turn the hands in this time. So the palms of the hands, fingertips are almost touching. Elbows are wide. I quite like this press up actually. And on your exhalation, I'll bring the knees together for this one. And on your exhalation, drop the chest all the way down. Inhale, come up. Don't forget the belly. Keep the belly firing up here. Exhale down. Inhaling up. Okay, just at your own pace. See if we can do 4 more. 2, 3, 4. Okay, just 1 more. And coming up, turn the hands forward, downward dog, lift the knees. You can feel what we're innovating up here in that upper burner. You can feel that focus around the shoulders. It's really clear. All right, let's bring the feet together. Raise the right leg, inhale. Bend the right knee. All right, we're going for reverse. So tips of the right fingers to the floor. Start letting that right leg drop behind you a little more. Then take it through all the way. Right foot to the floor. Raise the right arm up to the ceiling. Now, don't be in a hurry here. Both feet facing same direction. Inhale, take the right arm back. Reach. Press into that right thigh. So feel it switching on as you lift the hips a little higher. Beautiful. Deep breath in, the whole right side of the body. Exhale, slowly release. All right, right hand comes right on back to the floor where it left, and the right foot swings forward between the hands. Turn the left heel down. Inhale, come up, reverse warrior. So left hand to the rear leg, right arm to the roof, reach. Deep breaths. Can you drop further through the right knee and work on turning the right ribs open? Beautiful. Inhale, come up. Roll the rear heel over. Raise both arms to the roof. So now we're just in a standard high lunge. Right hand takes left wrist and draws it into a side bend. Whole body's online now. Drop that left elbow down outside the right thigh. Palms together in prayer. Parivrita Pasvakonasana. Turn. See if you can feel all of the torso involved here. Lower burner anchoring down. Upper burner reaching away. Middle burner churning and turning. Inhale. Exhale, release. Right foot steps back. Downward dog. Let it settle. Few deep breaths. See if you can just bring your attention back to the surface of the skin now. See if you can bring that sense of the chi or the energy moving back to the surface of the skin. Let it connect. The work that we're doing is allowing the body to communicate between all of the realms, not just through blood circulation or respiration, through oxygen, but also through the energy body, also through the other fluids like lymphatic. Okay, step the right foot closer to the left. Inhale, raise the left leg high. Bend the knee. Come onto the left fingertips and start to just sort of hover the pose. Then slowly let that left foot fall to the mat behind you. Both feet same direction, left arm to the roof. Take that left arm over when you're ready and press into the left foot. So feel the left thigh switching on. Breathe, open. Good. Slowly release. So we're going to reverse warrior. So left hand to the floor, back where it was. Left foot comes forward between the hands. Ground the rear heel behind you. Inhale, reverse warrior. Right hand, back leg, left arm to the roof. Sink the hips. Long, deep breath. Just keep lifting this left thigh, moving the left ribs open. And you feel all the skin down this left half of the body and the softening. Good. Slowly come up with just standard version of the high lunge. So the rear heel rolls over to ball of foot. Both arms lift to the roof. Left hand holds right wrist, side bend to the left. And use that space. Drop the right elbow outside the left thigh. Palms to prayer, turn the chest. So the lower burner deeply grounds. The upper burner reaches through soft palate and away. The middle burner turns and churns. Nice deep breath here. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let it go. Long, deep breath. See if you can bring everything to a still, contained point. Energy moving evenly through the 3 realms in the body. Breath is a good indicator of that. Lower, middle, upper. Upper, middle, lower. Nice. And when you're ready, drop the knees to the mat. Chest down between the thumbs. Round the tail down. Breathe in, lift the chest. Upward dog or cobra. And then exhale, bring it all back down to the floor. All right, one of my favorite poses. Take the right arm out to the right. So it's just coming straight out from the shoulder. Palm is down. Just open the legs to about the width of the mat. Doesn't really matter because we're going to be turning. Now, large-breasted friends, just use your left hand to move the breasts a little to the left of the mat and start turning onto your right side body. You've got your right arm coming out behind you here. Bend the knees. So you've got a nice bent knee, both knees bent. Right arm extended back behind you. Okay, if you want to go further, bring the top left foot to the floor, left knee to the roof. Your right hand's just assisting you here. It's just kind of stabilizing. See how that feels. The potential is here to go a little bit deeper. As while we stretch out that right shoulder front, take the left arm back. See if you can pick up the left ankle and catch the left foot with the left hand. Then just kick the left foot into the left hand, creating almost like a bow pose or a camel pose shape. Couple more breaths. Good. Slowly release. Let's come right on back to the belly. Take your time. Fold that right arm in. Rest the forehead on the back of the hands just for a few rounds. And what you'll feel is a broad bridge of openness coming through that whole right side of the body, like a peripheral awareness sinking from the outside in. See if you can really feel the space that you've created here in that domain of the fire, right up here in the shoulder. This is the seat of our consciousness that we're moving closer and closer towards. Okay, let's extend the left arm out to the left. We're going to just do exactly that on the opposite side. Again, sometimes you need to just move your breasts or your clothing a little to the right of the mat in order there to be comfort as you roll to rest on the left side now. Knees are bent. Left arm out, palm down. See, there's a lot of options, and they're just deliberately so that we can each open in the container of our shoulder in an appropriate way. So you can stay right here if that's enough for your left side. Try bringing the top right knee to the ceiling, right sole of the foot to the floor, just behind the lower left leg. Just get a sense of that. You'll feel it immediately. It rolls the body a little further through, and you'll get a little bit more feedback into the shoulder blade. Just keep breathing, really deeply breathing. This is a lot about what you can surrender, not what you can hold. So just flip the switch. I love this pose because it gets into a whole lot of places that it's quite hard to get into otherwise. All right, let's see how we go. Maybe, right? Maybe right arm back behind you. Right foot picks up and you take hold of the right ankle in the right hand. Kick it back like a bow pose, like a camel pose. Long, deep breaths. One more deep inhale here. And exhale, slowly let it go. Whoa. Let's come through again to lay on the belly. Forehead down. Just take a few breaths, rest. Let everything even out. See if you can start to notice what connects that shoulder in. Good. Lift the chest here. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, bring yourself back. Downward facing dog. Let's bring the lower body back online. Steady the breath. Nice. Inhale, forwards to plank. Exhale, either stiff body, lowering down, or bring yourself down. Knees, chest, chin. And you might like to have a blanket underneath the belly here for the bow pose. Let's bring the forehead to the floor. Reach the hands back behind you, palms down, and lift the chest. Just get those back muscles engaging. Raise the legs. Deep breaths. Okay, bend the knees, take hold of the outer ankles, lift the knees off the floor. So you can feel the same shape here, just a slightly different orientation to gravity. So 3 points, 3 burners, breathe through them. Only this time the breath is focused to the back of the body. Inhale. Exhale. Keep hold of the ankles, but just drop the pose down. Release. Good. If you want to, try bringing the hands to the inside of the ankles. Number 2. Inhale. Exhale. Lift it up. It's a little bit stronger in the shoulders. Thighs off the floor. Breath. Awareness. Feel the inner process here. Inhale and exhale. Slowly let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Bring the hands beside the chest. Inhale, raise the chest. Bhujangasana. You can feel the lightness. Feel what you've created. And then exhale. Come bring the buttocks backwards to the heels. Tuck the toes. Just one camel pose. Always like to do my back bends in sets of 3. Inhale, bring it up. Lift the chest. 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, bring it down, kneeling. So just bring tops of the feet to the floor, hands to the lap, close your eyes. Lengthen the lower back. Let everything settle. The skin and this auric field is how we connect the outside world to the inside world. It's how we learn how to filter. And this filtration system has copped a real workout over the last 18 months or so, and more than likely a little more to come. So bringing ourselves to a space of strength and awareness through here is going to serve our mental state, which falls under the governorship of fire. It's going to serve us well. Nice. Just before we go into back release, so just while we've still got a little bit of that back bend energy in the back, take hold of a strap. I'm going to bring the strap to shoulder width apart. And we want to work towards the nearest wall space. So we're going to just do a couple of rounds, not too many today, but just a couple of lifts into the Pincha Mayurasana, the forearm balance pose. Remember, you don't have to take your feet off the floor if you don't want to, but we're just going to work towards that. So I'll leave it up to you. The wall space is there for those that want to lift up and be caught by the wall. So I like to always have a blanket, really firm base underneath the forearm. So I find a mat is not enough for me, but it might be for you. The brick comes in on its low profile with one end pushed right up into the wall. Then we bring, I'll just demonstrate away from the wall, so it's nice and easy to see. So have that brick up, right up against your wall. You've got your blanket set down underneath. Bring the strap on to just at or just above the shoulders. Unfortunately, it does get a little bit in the way of the head. Now, on the block side nearest to you, you want to try and bring the thumbs together. They won't touch, but you're bringing the thumb and first finger corner of the hand to the corner of the brick. And drop the forearms down to the floor. So we're in the first stage of this pose now. You can go right on ahead here, turn the toes under and lift the knees off the floor. Forearm downward dog. Head is free. It is not on the floor. It's okay to bend the knees. It's okay to widen the feet. Okay, let's just take 5 breaths here. Press down through the forearms. See if you can roll the forearms in like you're trying to look at the time on your watch. And as you press down and forward, feel the groins moving back towards the ceiling. Good. Slowly release. Okay, take a moment, readjust. If you feel like your strap was a little tight or a little loose, you need to be able to press out into the edges of the strap. So it needs to be tight enough for that, but not so tight that you feel like you're squeezing your elbows in too tight. Okay, so now I'm going to offer those of you that want to take the feet off the floor. I'm going to switch my brick around now. So I'm going to come back into my wall space. So thumbs nearly touching on the front edge of the brick, drop the forearms down to the floor, press out into the strap. Lift the knees off the floor, forearm downward dog, walk in. Now you can stay here. Or if you wish, you can start to kick up towards the wall. So look up towards the brick, 5 breaths. Lots of work in the forearms here. Nice. Slowly bring it down. Let's rest. Child's pose. Sink the buttocks back. Few deep breaths here. See if you can really let it go. Head, shoulders, neck. We're really putting all 3 parts of the body together here. Starting to move our body in a very different relationship to the world. Okay, let's just come up. It's our last one. Okay, so bring the forearms in and down to the floor. Set your brick. You don't have to raise your legs off the mat if you don't want to. Okay, lift the knees. Forearm downward dog. Press the chest through. Super nice. Okay, let's kick it up. Nice. Big kicks. Get the legs up. Count yourself off 5 breaths. Okay, those that are up, let's try and bring the legs together. See if you can bring and point through the ball of the big toe. Okay, those of you that are in the forearm downward dog, I want you to see if you can't walk in a little bit further. Please just count your own 5 breaths and then slowly drop it down, child's pose, and bring the strap off the arms. Move it out to the side. And it might feel nice in this instance now to sweep the arms back behind you. Nice work. So really what we're trying to facilitate, and the Pincha Mayurasana is a beautiful hothouse condition for that, is an opening and closing of our energetic boundaries that is appropriate. It's like the peripheral circulation, the peripheral energetic circulation. You'll notice that we've pushed the blood circulation out to the edges now, and that's because we're building strength and character around this triple heater, around this energetic border. Both adaptive and protective. And these are the muscles that it needs to flex. Nice. Slowly, slowly bring yourself all the way up to sitting. We're going to transition through to laying on our backs on the mat. So that's jolly good news. Come right on down. It's fine to have some support under the back of the skull here. Knees, just bring them up into the chest. We're just going to take some really good care of ourselves. Make sure everything's balanced in the back. So give yourself a big hug. We just did a whole lot of back bending work followed by a Pincha Mayurasana. So it was a big back bend sequence. Just let the back settle for a moment. Now, keep the knees to the chest. Extend the arms out to the sides of the body with the palms up. If you want to go more hardcore, bring the arms into strong person's position. But I want you to be really mindful of what's of service to the shoulders. Okay, go right on and take the knees to the right. Keep them high so they're moving towards the armpit. Left shoulder blade on the ground. Inhale to the center. Exhale, knees to the left. Right shoulder blade stays on the ground. Coming back to the center, breathing in. Okay, exhale, knees to the right. Not in a hurry today. Extend the top left leg. Bring the left knee back in. Re-bend it. Knees to the chest. Knees over to the left. Extend right leg. Partially or fully. Inhale, coming back. Okay, so just start exploring this. Just a couple of rounds, not too many. Knees to the left, extending right leg. Knees to the right, extending left leg. Just whatever is the top leg as you do the pass. Now, next time knees are over to the right, we're going to hold it. So if the floor's a little bit far away for holding, get a brick in and just rest the outer leg, the outer shin bone, the outer knee on the brick. You can extend that top left leg and then with your right hand, take hold of the little toe side of the foot. Few breaths here. Can you take that left? It's going to be your upper hip. Can you take that left hip towards the end of the mat? Good. Rebend left knee. Coming up to the center and over to the opposite side. Easy does it. Knees over to the left. Now, you might have your support underneath them. That's fine. I've got mine under. Straighten if you like. The left leg, just see how, the right leg, sorry, just see how that goes. Hold with the left hand, right little toe side. Whichever variation you're in, you want to really roll this upper right hip down. So you're lengthening in the waist. Your breath. See if you can really let it unwind. Let the skin surface go. Good. And inhale, coming all the way back to the center. Soles of the feet to the floor, knees to the ceiling. Take a moment, readjust. Now let's either use a block or a bolster for the next pose. We're going to move into a legs, sort of a supported shoulder stand here. So I quite like to use my bolster for this, but the block works just as well. So you're bringing whatever prop you're using next to you, lift the hips and slowly bring that bolster or block underneath the sacrum. Now, if you're on a bolster, they're usually a bit broader. You can go a little bit under lower back as well. Bring the knees upwards towards the chest once you've got that set. And then go right on and take the legs into the vertical. Arms to the sides of the body. Now just let the feet start traveling closer towards you. And you can start to reach up and hold the toes if you like, or you can just hold the back of the knees or just let the legs come over as they will. If your strap's nearby, that's another way that you can work. If it's too strong on your lower back today to bring the legs too far forwards, just keep them up right over the hips today. Or if that just feels like the better place to work. Just close your eyes and go within. A lot of the fire energy is about our capacity to build intelligently this incredible furnace within ourselves. And it's an energetic furnace, it's a light furnace. And then to appropriately radiate that warmth, that light, that high frequency out. It's coming from the Emporer that sits in the heart, in the center of the chest. And the triple heater, this beautiful auric field, is its language as it moves out into the world around us. Not only is it giving of our light to others, not only is it the doorway through which that happens, but it's also the space in which we receive the light and love of others. So learning when to shine our light and when to hold it back. Learning when to open fully and receive, even if we're fearful. And when it's not appropriate to open that boundary is the real strength of the triple heater. It's all about our emotional response to the external world. Let's just slowly, slowly bend the knees and bring the soles of the feet back down to the floor. And if you've got a bolster, just lift your hips and roll the bolster forwards towards your ankles. So it's coming out from underneath you and it's just going to slide under the back of your knees. You can fine tune it with your feet. If you've got a brick, lift your hips and just move that brick out to the side. We're coming into Shavasana. If there's a little something that you need to finish yourself off before you rest, a twist, a back bend, another forward bend, just make sure you do that so that the body feels complete here. And let it go. So if you have a little time and it feels right to stay a little longer, please do. But if you do need to stick to time, bringing the sole of the right foot to the floor, rolling over to the left, bringing yourself to an upright seat. Just in your own time, again, bring the palms flat over the heart center, over that emperor of the heart. And let your mind drift out to the auric field that encases and encloses heart, like the walls of a castle, its moat, its defenses. And those defenses can be both cautious or generous. They can be protective or engaged. And just feeling that awareness and that fluidity to be all of those things as we move and respond from moment to moment. This beautiful heart intelligence. Because when we talk about open heart, this is what we're talking about, this field. Let's bring the hands together in prayer and bow the head. Namaste. Thank you, everyone.